and welcome. Thank you for joining our Foreign Exchange in ANZ Transactive Global training webinar. My name is Natalie and I'm from the Institutional Banking team in Australia, and I'm delighted to have you here as we explore how to make the most of ANZ Transactive Global, our digital web and mobile banking platform. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge that I'm joining you from Perth, Western Australia, the lands of the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation. I also extend my acknowledgement to the traditional owners of the lands of which you are joining from today. I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, as well as to any Indigenous people from the various lands joining us today. Our training webinars are designed to help you unlock the full potential of ANZ Transactive Global, our digital web and mobile banking channel. Through a single interface, you can efficiently manage key banking services, including cash management, trade finance, loans, commercial cards, foreign exchange, and data insights. Today's session is designed to provide valuable insights into creating and managing foreign exchange contracts within ANZ Transactive Global. Whether you're looking to streamline your foreign exchange processes or gain a deeper understanding of the platform's capabilities, this webinar will support you with the knowledge and tools needed to navigate the complexities of cross-currency transactions with confidence. The key topics we will cover today include creating new foreign exchange contracts, how to pre-deliver and extend a contract, viewing past contracts, available reporting, and creating a cross-currency payment with the contract.
Following today's session, I would encourage you to view our ANZ Digital Services help page for further information on the topics discussed, as well as revisiting our previous webinars. I will show you how to find this at the end of today's session. While the Teams chat function is disabled, you can submit your questions via the Q&A tab at the top of the screen. My colleagues are online and will answer as many inquiries as possible throughout the session. Additionally, today's webinar is being recorded. In the coming days, the video and a copy of the Q&A, including responses to any unanswered questions, will be available on the ANZ Digital Services help, so you can review or share the session with colleagues who couldn't attend live. Last thing before we start, this session is being conducted using a training environment, which means that some of the screens and system behaviour may appear different to what you see in your live ANZ Transactive Global site. Please keep that in mind as we go. For anything outside of ANZ Transactive Global, we will show screens from ANZ Digital Services help. So let's start today's webinar navigating to the foreign exchange menu, which is located in the main menu of ANZ Transactive Global on the left. This menu is available to our customers in Australia and New Zealand who have been permissioned with this feature. If you do not have access to this menu, please reach out to your ANZ representative to discuss this further. Alternatively, if your colleagues have access to the foreign exchange menu and you do not, please discuss with your organisation's ANZ Transactive Global site administrator. Once selected, this menu is comprised of 3 sub-menus: Manage Contracts or Current Contracts, Create Contract, and Past Contracts. We will explore each of these today, starting with Create Contract. The Create Contract screen allows you to create a new foreign exchange contract or foreign exchange swap. This saves you a phone call to your ANZ Markets dealer to book a rate. I'd like to demonstrate how to create both, starting with a foreign exchange contract. Click Create FX Contract. A foreign exchange contract is an agreement to exchange a specified amount of one currency for another currency at a specified exchange rate on an agreed date. If required, select your division or organization. For the example I'm sharing with you today, I'd like to buy 6 million USD. I will enter USD in buy and $6 million in the field to the right. In the sell field, I will select AUD. Select the tenor from the settlement date drop-down list. Choose from today to a date in the future up to 5 years, or select a settlement date using the calendar. Click Get Quote. A pop-up will display with your quote details. You have 20 seconds to accept this quote, or click Cancel to amend or resubmit the quote request. If you select Accept, you'll be provided with next step options, which include a confirmation, which we'll send to your organization for acknowledgement, and to please confirm the terms of the transaction and to notify us immediately of the error. To complete the confirmation, this can be achieved in a couple of ways. If you have access to the ANZ eMatching portal, you can confirm your foreign exchange contracts digitally. To do this, you can log on to the ANZ eMatching portal directly, or for some of you who may have access to the ANZ eMatching from applications in the main menu of ANZ Transactive Global. From the main menu in ANZ Transactive Global, click Applications, then select ANZ eMatching, and a new browser will open where you will be automatically logged in. The ANZ eMatching portal will display the overview page. Here is a sample of what it could look like. In this case, we have one unconfirmed transaction. You would simply select the unconfirmed transaction and click Confirm. If you do not have ANZ eMatching access, you'll receive a confirmation email from ANZ. This will contain instructions, including a PDF document that will be required to be signed and returned to ANZ. Please note that if ANZ eMatching is of interest to you, please contact your ANZ Markets client service team who can assist you with arranging access to this organisation for your organisation. Let's now take a look at creating a foreign exchange swap. Navigating back to the foreign exchange menu, click Create Contracts, Create FX Swap. A foreign exchange swap is a transaction involving the simultaneous exchange of one currency for another with two different settlement dates. It consists of two legs, the near leg and the far leg, which appear as two separate FX contracts in the system. The near leg is the contract with the earlier payment date. The far leg is the contract with the later payment date. The main use of swaps are to manage your cash flow or to raise funds. Let me give you an example of when this could be useful. Your organization has an invoice of 100,000 USD, which is due to be received in 1 month's time, but you also need to make a payment of 100,000 USD in 2 weeks' time. This creates a timing mismatch in foreign currency exposure. By applying a foreign exchange swap, you can align your cash flow. To create a swap, if required, select your division or organization, then select between uneven or even. A foreign exchange swap has two legs with two different value dates. Even FX swap means both legs involve the same amount, or an uneven FX swap. The amounts differ between the two legs. If we use the example I mentioned earlier, we'll now create an even swap. In the You Buy fields, select the currency, USD in this case, and the amount of $100,000. Enter the You Sell currency, being AUD, and enter the settlement date of 2 weeks, as this is when we need to pay the invoice. Enter the settlement date to the right, to the far leg as 1 month, the date we will receive funds from our invoice. Click Get Quote. Again, a pop-up will display with your quote details. You have 20 seconds to accept this quote, or click Cancel to amend and resubmit the quote request. If you click Accept, you will be provided the same next step options. You will also need to confirm the swap either via ANZ eMatching or via the confirmation email. Once your foreign exchange contract or swap has been confirmed, you will be able to view in either the current contracts or manage contracts submenu. Please note that the current contracts menu is only available to users with a foreign exchange view role, whereas the manage contracts menu is only available to users with a manage foreign exchange role. The submenu will display all outstanding contracts with a settlement date greater than or equal to today. You will notice the horizontal menu across the top. This is called a control bar and is a common feature in ANZ Transactive Global screens. It contains buttons that allow you to quickly complete a range of functions on that specific screen. Starting with View, this defaults to All, showing all foreign currency contracts. Reports, select one or more contracts and use this shortcut to quickly request a contract summary report or contract advice report. We'll take a look at reports in more detail shortly. New, a quick link to create a new foreign exchange or swap contract. This is only visible for users with a create entitlement. The next two buttons may be required if you encounter changes to forecasted foreign currency exchange rates. Pre-deliver. When a contract is selected, click Pre-deliver to pre-deliver the full or partial amount of the original contract. Extend. Select a contract and click Extend to extend the full or partial amount of the original contract. Please note that when pre-delivering or extending an FX contract, you will be quoted a new rate to match the new settlement date. The foreign exchange contract will be available to view in the Manage Contract screen and will contain the original foreign exchange contract's contract number with an alphabet denoted at the end. Group. This reorders the data on screen by predefined criteria. For example, we can select currency, then this will group all the contracts by currency. If we select filter, then enter the criteria into one or more text boxes that are under each column heading, data will display matching the request. For example, I'm looking for a contract number 151343. When I type this into the filter field above the contract number, it will show me many contracts containing this number. Export enables the records on screen to be exported into a CSV file. If I select refresh, the records on the screen are refreshed. The settings button is used to save any changes I've made to this page. Below the contracts bar, you'll see what's known as a grid layout, which is a common way ANZ Transactive Global presents information. Grids are highly flexible, allowing you to tailor them to your needs for better organization and visibility of key details and activities. The grid contains several columns with information such as settlement date, you buy and sell amount and currency, rate, and contract number, just to name a few. You may need to scroll horizontally to see all the contact in this layout, depending on your screen size. If the default order isn't ideal or some information isn't relevant to you, you can customize the grid to match your preferences. To hide or show columns, right-click on any column heading and untick or tick the checkboxes next to the column name in the pop-up window. To customize the column order, click the column you want to move and then drag and drop the column to your preferred order. To resize the columns, click on the edge of the column heading and drag to your preferred size. To sort columns, click on the column heading. The column will reorder in ascending order. Click again in descending order. To fit columns to the size of the window, right-click on the grid header and select Fit Columns to Window. And to reset columns, right-click any column heading, scroll down and click Reset Grid Columns. Click Settings, then Save Settings to save your newly customized grid. So I mentioned earlier the reporting that's available to your foreign exchange contracts. A contract summary report or contract advice report can be generated by selecting the checkbox for one or more contracts. Then from the reports drop-down, select between the two reports. The contract summary report, which is available in CSV and PDF, provides a summary of the contract, including settlement date, you buy or you sell amounts, rates, currency pair, contract number, and reference information. So this is a sample of what the report would look like. The contract advice report is available in PDF only. It highlights near and far leg details, such as the amount and exchange rates. And this is a sample of what the report would look like. If we now select a contract, you'll be provided a summary of the contract, including additional rate information and near and far leg details. A contract advice report can also be requested from the quick link in the control bar. The next button also allows you to move to the next record. Moving on to the past contract submenu, here historical contracts can be viewed if they are in an open status and have a settlement date of today, or in a matured, exhausted, or cancelled status can be viewed for up to 13 months. To view a foreign exchange contract older than 13 months, please contact your markets dealer. The page I'm displaying shows the different search parameters available to help you search for a contract. Let's search for contracts across a date range. Enter the date range criteria and select Search. The contracts that meet the search criteria will now display. You can also save your search if required by clicking Save. Give your search a name and save again. Saved searches will show under the View dropdown for future use. Select the desired contract to view the detailed information, or select reports from the control bar to generate a contract advice report. I'd now like to demonstrate how to incorporate the FX contract we created earlier in creating a cross-currency payment. Navigate to the Payments menu from the main menu. This will open the Create Payment submenu. Foreign exchange contracts can be utilized for either an account transfer, for example, a transfer from your AUD account to your foreign currency account, both registered in ANZ Transactive Global, or an international payment. Today, I'll create an international transfer to demonstrate this process. Select International Payment. If required, select a division and the account the payment will be made from. Nominate a value date for the transfer to be applied. Enter a payment name, a payment reference, and if required, a debit advice description. Select the payment currency. Select Add to add beneficiaries to the payment. The dropdown will display any beneficiaries suitable for this particular payment type, or click Add to create a new beneficiary. For this payment, I'm going to use an existing beneficiary that we have in the list. Enter the amount you wish to send. If you've selected a currency other than the account currency, you'll notice a small tick box below the current payment currency field. Tick this checkbox if you wish to enter the amounts in the account currency. Leave it unticked if you'd like to enter the amounts in the foreign currency. Click the Details icon to edit the beneficiary and the payment details. You amend as you required, select the relevant charges, and click Save and Close. In the FX field, Details field, select the rate type. Dynamic allows you to obtain real-time foreign exchange rate. Please note that a non-transactable daily mid-rate will be used to estimate the transaction value for the purpose of approval discretions and available funds checking. The actual exchange rate for the transaction will be displayed when a trade or contract is applied to the payment request, which we'll demonstrate shortly. Or you can select Contract to apply a contract like we created earlier in the webinar. Click Add FX Contract to search and add your contract ID. Click OK. Enter the amount you wish to utilize from the contract. You'll notice the available amount field. This indicates the amount available that can be applied to the payment from the foreign exchange contract. For this example, I have enough to cover this $500,000 payment. However, if I want to use part contract and part dynamic rate, I can simply enter an amount in the Utilize field, tick the checkbox, Use dynamic rate for the remaining amount, and this will provide a dynamic rate details for the balance. For this payment, I'd like to use contract only, so let's remove the dynamic rate. Click Review and Submit. Review the payment and click Submit. The payment will now move to a pending approval status. It's important to note that for payments that use a dynamic rate, after the payment is fully approved, it will move into a needs rate status, and a user with the appropriate entitlements can lock in the dynamic rate. The payment approver can navigate to the current payment submenu, where you'll notice a payment in needs repair status. To complete the get rate step, select the payment, click Get Rate from the control bar, then click Get Rate again to display the rate details on the screen. You now have 30 seconds to trade this rate. A confirmation pop-up window displays and the payment status will change to Trade Successful, and ANZ will now process this payment. From the current payment submenu, you can also view if a payment has utilized an FX contract. The contract number will be available in the FX contract ID column. You may need to scroll to the right to locate this column. The filter button in the control bar will help to easily locate the payments. Click Filter in the field below FX Contract ID, enter the contract ID you're searching for. Today I'm searching again for the contract ID 151343. All payments made via ANZ Transactive Global displaying this using this contract will display. If after attending the webinar, you believe foreign exchange in ANZ Transactive Global would be beneficial to your organisation, please reach out to your ANZ representative to discuss this further. Again, if your colleagues have access to the foreign exchange menu and you do not, please discuss this with your organisation's administrator. Lastly, I'd like to take you through ANZ Digital Services Help, which has useful information to support you with foreign exchange in ANZ Transactive Global. Simply click on the Help icon in the application banner on the top right from your ANZ Transactive Global login. This will open ANZ Digital Services Help in a new tab. ANZ Digital Services Help is an online self-service database of step-by-step guides, instructional videos, and FAQs for our digital channels, including ANZ Transactive Global. ANZ Digital Services Help is made up of 3 segments: search, popular topics, and support categories. Select the search function to search for a specific area of interest. For example, I can type contract to quickly view step-by-step instructions for how to create a foreign exchange contract in ANZ Transactive Global. Navigating back to ANZ Digital Services Help, popular topics. Here you can view and easily access the most commonly read topics by our customers. I'd like to highlight the register for an upcoming webinar tile. Here you'll find a list of current webinars. Recorded webinars are also available for you to share with your colleagues and watch them later. Or it can also be found by clicking on that recorded webinars link. The last segment in ANZ Digital Services Help is support categories. This includes all topics covered in ANZ Digital Services Help. Simply click on a topic of interest and all the related articles will be available for review. In particular, I'd like to highlight the foreign exchange tile, which contains links to a number of articles relating to what we have discussed today, such as a short instructional foreign exchange video, managing foreign exchange contracts, available reporting, and some FAQs. And that brings us to the end of our foreign exchange in ANZ Transactive Global training webinar. On the page I'm displaying is a list of our upcoming webinars, together with a QR code to register for these events. A reminder that a recording of this session, as well as a Q&A, will be added to the ANZ Digital Services Help page in the coming days, should you wish to revisit or share with your colleagues. You can get ANZ Digital Services Help by scanning the QR code currently on screen, or by clicking on the Help icon next time you're signed into ANZ Transactive Global. I hope this session has been of value to you, and we look forward to you attending our future ANZ Transactive Global training webinars. Thank you.